Welcome to ABC Yoga. I'm Amy. Bill is on a conference call, and of course you may see an occasional cat. So we're going to get this started this morning in a seated position. So if you have a brick close by, sit on a brick. You can find a comfortable cross-legged position or offset your feet. But find those sits bones, wiggle around a little bit so you can find that foundation. Nice, tall, beautiful spine. Crown of the head reaching up towards the sky. So collectively, take a full breath in through the nose. Open up the mouth, let it go. Two more like that. We sip in the inhale. Open up the mouth, ha it out. Take one more breath in through the nose. Open up the mouth, let it go. Now we'll seal our lips and finding your own rhythmic breathing in and out through the nose. And as we take these initial few moments to settle onto our mats, energetically into the space, and just take a moment to check in and notice if the mind is active, already planning, judging, thinking. We'll take our attention to our heart space. Just notice if there's some sadness, happiness. It's a short week for most of us in the work world. Just checking in on that heart space. And then we'll draw our attention to our energy level. Most of us just getting out of bed. Just notice if you're groggy, tired, if you've got a lot of energy. So making this practice your own throughout this hour. I will be guiding you, but you're in charge of you. So let's take one more breath in. Let it go. And inviting you to bring your hands to your heart center, bowing your forehead to the tips of your fingers as you set an intention for your practice. Or maybe offering our practice up and out into the world to someone that might need a little extra love, care, thoughts during this holiday week. Take one more breath in. We let that go. Flutter those eyelids open, and we'll transition onto our knees. Good morning, Becky. We're a class of lovely ladies. So if you have a brick, just put it to one side of you. Otherwise, you can do this without a brick. So you're rooting through your shins. We're going to lift the left arm up and over, and you have the 3 level of your bricks. I'm going to go on the middle level. My palm towards on the brick, and just take that beautiful side stretch. Let the head be loose, and just draw your chin towards that right shoulder. You're rooting through those shins. Maybe take another breath up and over, feeling that gorgeous stretch on the left side of the body. On an inhale, we'll come up to standing, or up to standing on our knees. Switch the brick to the other side, keeping it on that same level, and the opposite hand up and over. So just take a few breaths here, waking the sleep out of the body. Turn the chin towards that left shoulder. Take another breath in here, and we'll inhale, we'll come up, and we'll come one more time to each side. So I'm going to go to the lowest level here. We take the left arm up and over, and just allow the body to soften into the stretch. Playing that edge, find the resistance, back up a little bit. Take another breath in here. We let it go. We inhale, coming up to that standing position on our knees. And last time on this side. So you take the right arm up and over. Maybe flatten that palm. You can bump the hips out. Feel that gorgeous stretch. One more inhale. We let it go. Beautiful inhale. You can remove the brick to the side, and we're going to just transition onto our legs. Take not a wide straddle, but wider than your hips. A nice deep bend in those knees. Find opposite elbows and just pour all of those thoughts out of your head as you take that forward fold. So spreading the toes wide, take a deeper bend in the knees, shake out that head, relax the jaw, and just allowing gravity to do its work here. And letting that sleep, getting rid of the sleep in our body, shake out that head. So we'll release the finger pads to the floor. Take that left hand in front of you. A bend in the left knee. We inhale, extend that right arm high. Spread the fingers wide. And we'll lower that right hand to the floor. Find the finger pads. And on the inhale, we extend the opposite, the left hand high. Maybe take a bend in that right knee. Maybe drop that hand a little further as we spin our chest up towards the sky. We'll lower that left hand down and sip in the inhale. One more time, extend the right hand up, a slight bend in that left knee, fingers spread wide, and find some wrist twists in one direction. We'll twist in the opposite direction and lower that right hand to the floor. Last time, the left hand extends, slight bend in that right knee. Find some twists in that left wrist. We'll change direction. And slowly lower that left hand to the floor. Now take your hands on your hips, slight bend in the knees, and we'll come all the way up to standing. Then we'll come to the top of our mats. Hands alongside the body. On an inhale, we extend the arms up overhead. And forward fold, slight bend in the knees, crown of the head towards the floor. We'll find our half sun salutations. We find that halfway lift. Hands rest on the shins, open up the collarbones, soften the knees on an exhale into our uttanasana, that forward fold again. So we'll just unwind the spine, head is super heavy, spread the toes wide. We'll extend the arms up towards the sky, big breath in. Now take a slight back bend, open up the heart, and we'll swan dive forward. Take your time, bend those knees, protect the lower back. We find that halfway lift again, hands rest on the shins. Uttanasana, forward fold, and just unwind that spine. Root the feet, take your time. Palms reach up towards the sky, big breath in. We take that slight back bend and forward fold one more time. Ride that breath all the way down. Crown of the head towards the floor. We find that halfway lift, hands rest on the shins. And we'll step that right foot back and take the right knee to the earth. Untuck the toes. So we melt into those hips. On an inhale, extend both arms up towards the sky. We take a slight back bend and release the hands outside the front foot. Beautiful. Now draw the hips back, lengthen over that left leg, point the toes, find that breath, root through that right shin, reaching your chin towards that left shin. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, folding over that left leg. Now we take a bend in the left knee. Tuck the right toes under and just step that right foot to the left. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Now we'll step the opposite leg, that left leg back, left knee to the floor, and just melt through those hips. Open up the collarbones, spreading those right toes wide. Now we'll draw the hips back, lengthen over that right leg, flex the toes, Bringing your chin towards that right shin. Leveling off those hips, take another breath in. Exhale, folding forward. We'll take a deep bend in that right knee. Tuck the left toes under and step that left foot to the right. We find that halfway lift, forward fold, and just unwind the spine. Feel the four corners of the feet. We slowly unroll, big breath in, a slight back bend, and forward fold. Soften those knees, beautiful long spine. We find that halfway lift. This time, both legs step back into our high plank. So our shoulders over our wrist creases, lift that back body. Take a look at your feet. Give yourself at least a width of your hips for that foundation. Now lift that back body up. We'll pitch our heart forward. Options, let's actually take our knees for the first one. Untuck the toes, use the body weight to come all the way down to the floor. Forehead to the mat. On an inhale, we find our baby cobra. Draw those elbows in, warming up that lower back. Forehead to the floor. Now taking your hands outside the width of your mat onto your finger pads. Again, we inhale into a baby cobra. We find a little more length of the spine. Open up the collarbones. This can just be a very subtle lift. Relax those shoulders. Nice. Forehead to the floor. We take our hands in line with our chest. Tuck those toes under. Press through your high plank. Nice. To our first downward dog of the morning. Eyes towards the back of the mat. So pedaling those heels down. Just alternating, bending your knees. Opening up the arches of the feet. And then for the next few breaths, find the stillness in your downward dog. Fingers and toes spread wide. We lift through those sits bones. Let's lift our heels high. Hover those knees above the mat. Maybe the shins are parallel to the floor. Then we find the length. We lift through those sits bones, the length of the spine. Lifting. Draw those heels to the mat. Shake out the head. Taking those toes into our center line. We extend the right leg high. And then draw the knee to our nose. Shift the weight forward, round that back body. Extend. Point the toes as you extend the leg back towards the back of your mat. So on an inhale, we draw the knee to our nose, we round. Exhale, we extend. 3 more like that. Take your time, use that whole breath count. We curl, then we extend. 2 more. Moving with our breath, we round and we lengthen. Last one here, our knee towards our nose. Look between your hands, step that right foot between the hands, and we'll come into that high lunge. Arms reach up towards the sky. So track that right knee over the right ankle. Let's lift those hands a little higher, in line with our ears if that's available, or modify, taking those hands out towards the side. We're going to squeeze those elbows in, hover that left knee above the mat, then open, straighten the legs, open up those elbows. 3 more like that. So we hover the left knee, squeeze those elbows in, then extend and open. Beautiful. 2 more. Moving with our breath, we hover and extend. 1 more time. Hover those elbows towards one another. Now lengthen through those legs. We're going to extend those arms up towards the sky and take your hands out in front of that front foot. So shorten your stance about 3 feet away. You can keep that left heel off the mat or bring the heel to the floor. But you want to level off those hips and lengthen over that right leg again. Relax your shoulders. Find that breath. Take another inhale here. Let it go. We'll take a bend in that right knee, step the right foot back, find that high plank, option to drop those knees, or low plank, cobra, maybe upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Take those toes into that center plane again. We extend the left leg up towards the sky. Now we'll squeeze the knee in towards the nose, shift the shoulders over the wrist, round that back body, then extend, point through the toes. 4 more like that. Take your time, sip in that breath, we round. Exhale, we lengthen. 3 more. Use that whole breath count. Push, extend through the toes. We have 2 more like that. We breathe in, we round. Exhale, we extend. Last one here. Knee to our nose. Look between your hands. Step that left foot forward and come all the way up into that high crescent lunge. So track that left knee over the left ankle. Maybe extend those arms up towards those ears, or again, you can cactus those hands out to the side. So we're gonna squeeze those elbows in, hover that right knee above the earth. Beautiful. Now we extend and open. Moving with our breath, we hover, squeeze, lift, and open. Let's take 3 more here. Moving with our breath. Last 2. Gorgeous. 1 more here. We squeeze in, we hover, feel that stretch on the right hip flexor. We open. Now straighten the legs, extend the arms. You can shorten that stance, and we'll extend forward. So you can always use a brick, your finger pads, but you're leveling off those hips. That right inner thigh is turning in, and you bring your chin towards that left shin. Finding the breath. You can keep that right heel hovered, or find that 45-degree angle. Take 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale here. Let it go. Hands to the mat, step that left leg back. We find our way through our high plank. Pause for a beat. To low plank, option to drop those knees. The cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Soft eye gaze towards the back of the mat. Shake out that head. Our right leg lifts. Step it through that high lunge now. Inhale, come all the way up. We'll take our hands to our heart center. A big breath in. We'll take a twist to the right. So left elbow connects with the outer edge of the right knee. Elbows in one plane. Modify by dropping that left knee to the earth. See if you can take the belly off that right thigh. Maybe twist a little deeper towards the right. 1 more breath here. Finish the exhalation. On an inhale, we come back through that high lunge. Beautiful. Vinyasa. Hands to the floor, right leg back. Drop the knees or find high to low plank. Cobra or up dog. Beautiful. Downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Other side, the left leg lifts. Step it forward. We find that high lunge. We come all the way up. So tracking that left knee over the left ankle. Reach through that back leg. Draw your prayer to your heart center. A full inhale. We twist right elbow outside the left knee. Stacking those elbows. Feel the temperature on your palms. Scissor action in those hips. Can you take the navel off that left thigh? Maybe twist a little further. 1 more breath here. We let it go. Find your way back into that high lunge. Beautiful, your vinyasa. Hands to the mat. Our left leg back. High to low. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. Soft eye gaze towards the back of the mat. Finding our downward dog here. Externally rotate those shoulders. Heels draw towards the floor. Take another breath in. Let it go completely. Look forward, deep bend in the knees. Step, maybe hop to the top of the mat. We find our halfway lift. A forward fold as we sit into our chair. So those hips are super heavy. Our arms are extended. Turning those palms towards that center line. Draw the shoulders back into the ears and extend those arms up towards the sky. Oh, my husband's joining. Take another breath in here. We bring our hands to our heart center. A full inhale, and we twist to the right. So same position that we did with that high lunge. Soles of the palms connect together. Those elbows are in one plane. Squeeze those knees together. Now extend the arms. Right arm up towards the sky, left fingers towards the floor. We use the leverage of that left elbow to spin a little higher, open up the heart. On an exhale, draw the soles of your palms together, and we find our way back into chair. So extend, tuck the tail, squeeze those knees together. Squeezing the knee activates that core. We're always moving from that stability, that central core in the body. Now bring your hands to your heart. We extend and twist in the opposite direction. So connecting that right elbow outside the left knee, elbows in one plane. Now maybe expand. Use that leverage to spin the heart a little higher. Relax the jaw. We take another breath here. On an exhale, draw the soles of your palms back together. Beautiful. We'll find our way back into our chair again. Lines of energy out through the fingertips. Spread the fingers wide. Take a look at the toes. We take a breath in here. On an exhale, we find our drinking bird. Hands behind you. Lift the heels. Squeeze those knees. Find the balance. Now we'll drop the heels and extend the arms up towards the sky. We'll do that 2 more times. So look straight ahead. Where your eyes go, energy goes. So if you're looking down, your balance will be more compromised. So hands behind you, look straight ahead, open up the arches of the feet. We drop those heels, gorgeous, 1 more. Move with your breath, take your time, extend lines of energy out through the fingers. Now take the hands behind you, lift those heels, squeeze those knees, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, beautiful. We find our way into our chair, hands to heart center as we fold. Beautiful work, crown of the head towards the floor. Shake out the head, maybe pedal out those feet. We find our halfway lift, step or jump those feet back, high plank to low. Cobra or up dog, we'll meet in downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Big toes into that center plane, the right leg extends. We take that right knee outside the right elbow or tricep, shift the weight forward and extend, point through the toes. On an inhale, we take the knee to the nose and extend. We'll crisscross that knee outside the left elbow or tricep, shift that weight forward and extend and step that leg forward into our warrior 2. Arms up and over. Nice. Now drop into those hips. Take a look at the feet, that right knee over the right ankle. Lines of energy out through the fingertips. Let's reverse the warrior. Right hand high. Feel that gorgeous stretch. And take that left hand out to the side or wrap it around finding that right hip crease. Breathing here. 2 more breaths. Spread the toes out. 1 more inhale. On an exhale, we find our way back into warrior two. Straighten the right leg. Let's find our triangle. So find that extension. Reach, reach, reach. We're going to come back to center. We'll do that 2 more times. So we'll extend, soften that right knee, come back to center. Beautiful. 1 more time. So we're reaching, reaching, reaching. Release the right hand. Left hand up towards the sky. Find that breath. Just close your eyes here. Relax your face. Steady breathing. We take another inhale. Let it go. Flutter those eyelids open. Find your way back into warrior two. Now hands cycle to the mat. Your vinyasa. Option to drop the knees, or we find our high plank to low plank. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Take those toes into the center plane. The left leg extends. Find that length, kind of level off those hips. We'll take that left knee to the left elbow or tricep, shift that weight forward, then we extend, point through the toes. On the next inhale, we round that back body, knee to our nose. Exhale, extend. We crisscross that knee outside the right elbow or tricep. We lengthen. Now step that leg forward into that high lunge. Ride that breath all the way up into our warrior two. So adjust the legs as needed. Those arms are in one plane. Make sure that left knee is opening towards the left pinky toe. Let's sit a little deeper. Find that breath. Now we'll reverse our warrior. The left hand high. The left knee is reaching towards the toes. Take that right hand out to the side or wrap it around the back body. We lift up and over, fanning those left ribs. 2 more breaths here. Feel the foundation of your feet rooting as you reach that left knee over the left ankle. Next breath, we find our way into warrior two. We straighten that left leg. Now we'll extend 3 times. So those lower ribs are reaching forward. Root through the feet and find your way back up to that tall spine. 2 more. Setting up for our triangle. Soften the left knee. Reach those lower ribs towards the front of your mat. We'll come back to standing. Last time here. Finding our triangle. Trikonasana. Extend the left hand. Allow it to fall on the shin, maybe a brick. Right hand up towards the sky. Spread the toes. And inviting you to close your eyes. So when we take out that vision, find your internal vision. Just watching the body as it adjusts, subtle movements. It's trying to equalize. Nice, we'll flutter our eyelids open. On an inhale, find your way back into warrior two. Beautiful, vinyasa. Hands to the floor, our left leg back, high plank to low, cobra or up dog. Nice, downward dog, soft eye gaze. Steady breathing. Equal inhalation and exhalation. Take 1 more breath here. Let's let it go and just walk those toes into that center plane again. The right leg will extend. We'll step it forward into our warrior two. Arms swing up and over. Settle into those hips. Let's take the right forearm on the right thigh. Left arm up and over. Feel that gorgeous stretch on the left side of the body. And we'll release that right hand. Just tick-tock it. Side to side. We're using our core, using the foundation of our legs to root. On an inhale, we'll find our way back into warrior two. Now straighten that right leg, turn the toes in, left toes out, warrior two on the other side. So settle into those hips. Feel the outer edge of that right foot. We'll take the left forearm on left thigh, right arm up and over. Turn the pinky towards the floor, draw the shoulder back into the socket. Now take that left hand off the left thigh. Use that core. We just tick-tock that arm side to side. Nice. On an inhale, find your way back into warrior two. Left leg straightens. We spin both toes in. So we have a wide straddle here. Let's take our hands on our hips, soften those knees, and just lift your gaze up towards the sky. Activating that navel. Hands can support on your hips. Soften those knees as we take a forward fold. And releasing the hands in line with your toes. Let that head be nice and loose. Draw the shoulders away from your ears. Using your finger pads, perhaps a brick. Allow the body to soften. Take more weight into the balls of the feet. We take another inhale here. Let that go. Find that halfway lift. Spin those left toes out, Skandasana. So make sure that left knee is tracking over the left ankle. You can keep those hands supported here as you find that initial lunge. But coming onto that right heel, soften those inner groins. Keep that support. Maybe use a brick. So we're going to go to each side twice. So go slowly. Come to the other side. So tracking that right knee over the right ankle. The left heel, and flex those left toes. Allow those inner groins to slowly wake up. Modify as needed. So we'll come to the other side. Take your time. Enjoying that inner groin stretch. Maybe take one hand at your heart center. Maybe both hands. Flex the right toes. Nice, we'll come to the last side. So we track that right knee over the right ankle. Flex the left toes. Lift through the heart. Find that breath. Beautiful. So we'll put the left foot on the floor. Find that straddle, the length of a leg between your legs. You'll take our hands on our heart. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Now let's spin those heels in. Drop those hips. Track those knees over the ankles into our goddess position. So we'll take that right shoulder towards the left knee. We'll come back to center. 3 more on this side. So reaching, gently twisting, come back to center, soften the toes. Right shoulder towards the left knee, back to center. 1 more on this side. Move with your breath. We inhale, exhale. Other side, left shoulder towards the right knee. 3 more. Move with your breath. So the breath always initiates the posture. 2 more. Twisting back to home base. Last one here. We twist. Come back to center. Now we'll cactus our hands out to the side. So we'll lift that right heel and pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Right heel down, left heel lifts, and we pulse. 4, 3, 2, on 1. Keep that right heel lifted. Add the left heel. Find that balance. Look straight ahead. 3, 2, on 1. Heels down. Lengthen those legs. Heel toe those feet together. so they're hips distance apart. We'll take our hands on our hips, we lift our heart, and hinging from our hip creases, bend those knees into a forward fold again. So we'll find those peace fingers around the big toes. We find that halfway lift. Crown of the head towards the floor, elbows out to the side. Shake out that head. Steady breathing. Our face is soft. Unhinge that jaw. Maybe lick your lips. 2 more breaths here. We take more weight into the balls of the feet. Open up those hamstrings. Now releasing the toes, take those hands in front of you. We spin those toes out in a 45-degree angle, and we settle down into Malasana, into our squat. So we opened up in Skandasana, those inner groins, a deeper expression of inner groin opening in Malasana. So hands can come to our heart center. Just close your eyes here. Slow down the breath. Relax the jaw. We'll root to rise 5 times. So from this squat position, on an inhale, root through the feet, extend, release the hands, bend those knees, find that squat position, hands come to our hearts. We have 4 more. We move with our breath, open, bend, hands at our heart center, last 3, 2, root to rise. Last one here. We find our squat to extend, release the hands, heel toe those feet together, Samastitihi. Pause and breathe here. Spread the toes. Tongue is soft. Eyes are relaxed. Take another breath here. Let's let that go. Let's flutter our eyelids open. Find your way into your chair. So the fingertips brush. We inhale, and we'll take our eagle arms, right arm under left, weight into that left foot, right thigh up, over, maybe find that double wrap. Spin the knees and elbows in that one plane. So feeling the tightness of the shoulder blades here. So breathe into that space. Squeeze those thighs together. Can you lift those elbows and press the forearms towards the front of your space? Again, feeling the tightness of the shoulders. One more breath here. Let's let it go. Unwrap everything. Right foot to the floor. We take a big breath in. And find your way into chair. So fingertips brush the floor. We lift and take now that left elbow under right. Wrap those arms. Right foot roots. We lift the left thigh up. Use that core. Over. Maybe find that extra wrap. My knees are on an angle here. So you want to line up those major joints. So scooch those knees more to the left. Notice the tightness in that middle upper back. Squeeze those thighs together as you sit tall. Those elbows lift. Now can you press those forearms towards the front of your space? Breathe into that tightness. Enjoy the breath. One more inhale here. We let it go, release everything, and we'll take eagle in one breath. So right elbow under, right thigh up and over. Look straight ahead. Stay here or unwrap that top thigh into Virabhadrasana 3 with our eagle arms. We find that upward dog in the chest. Just noticing if that left leg is wiggling a little bit. It's finding that rootedness to the earth. Lift your heart. I'm inviting you to take that wrap, slow it down, right thigh up and over. We stay here for one full inhale, one full exhale. Release everything. Take your time. Big breath in. On that exhale, left elbow under, left thigh up and over. So we're always moving in and out of the postures with awareness. There's no rushing. We find our resistance, breathe, stay right here, or unwrap that top thigh into Vira 3. So take your time, you pitch your heart forward. That right foot is your foundation. If you fall out of it, just come right back in. Level off those hips. Now open up that heart. Soften your eyes, maybe smile. With control, we take that wrap, left thigh up and over. Stay here for one full breath in, one full breath out. Let's release everything. Full inhale, Samastitihi, hands at heart center. Let's take a child's pose. So forehead to the floor, first child's pose of the morning. So big toes touch, hips heavy. Allow those forearms to come to the floor. Take your forehead to the mat. Take a breath in through the nose. Just sigh it out. Ah. 2 more. Big breath in. Gentle exhale. Ah. 1 more breath here. Ah. Rock the forehead side to side. And we'll just shift onto our hands and knees, shoulders over wrist creases. Let's find a few cat-cows, warming up that spine. So the shins are rooted, we feel our toenails, our tail tucks under, forehead to the floor, round that back body. So imagine you're pushing your back against a piece of wood above you. See if you can feel that wood, that connection. On an inhale, reach your heart forward, open up the collarbones, chin towards your chest, round that spine. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, chin towards your chest. 1 more. Inhale, heart reaches forward, sits bones high. Then we tuck our tail, our chin tucks towards our chest. And we'll walk our hands up our thighs. So warming up that lower back, maybe giving your knees a little extra cushion by folding up that mat. So we always do two of this posture. So we'll start with our first version, tucking our toes under, hands on our waist, draw those elbows in, lift the chest, hip points towards the front of your mat, open up that heart and throat, finding that rhythmic breathing, and maybe you find your opposite heels. Finding that bow shape in the body, enjoying that breath. Can you reach the hip points a little closer, a little further to the front of the mat? Then take your hands on your hips and we'll sit our bottom on our heels. So we open up those arches, maybe spreading out those pinky toes. You don't like to go down so easily. We'll take our hands, interlace them, and just find that infinity. This is one of Bill's favorite postures. And we'll change direction. Nice, shake out those hands. We'll take our hands on the mat, add some energy to the tops of the feet. Second Ustrasana, camel. So we walk our hands up. This one, the toes are untucked. Find the foundation of the shins. Hand support on that lower back. Again, hug those elbows in. Engage that core, look straight ahead. We find that protected bow shape, or go a little further. So finding the opposite hand to the heel, mixing it up, relax the throat, eyes are bright, our breath is steady. Swallow. Nice, 2 more breaths here. Maybe you can go a little further with the hands. Just honoring where you are this morning. Ahimsa, nonviolence. Nonviolence to yourself. We'll take our hands on our hips. Come all the way up. Nice. Hands back to the floor. Let's cross our ankles. We'll sit on our bottoms. Extend those legs. And we'll come onto our back body. So give yourself a nice hug this morning. We'll find those elbows, wrist creases. Feel the compression of those knees against your chest. Can you tuck your tail, bringing more of your spine connected to the mat? And just gently rock your head side to side. So we'll keep hold of that right knee, but extend that left leg. Interlace the fingers below the right knee and draw that right knee to the outer rib cage, more of a Bikram posture here. Notice what's happening with your elbows. Hug them into the body, squeeze that right knee, and find some ankle twists in one direction. And we'll change direction. And extending that right leg up towards the sky. You can bring your hands on your calf, your ankle, maybe find your toes, and just invite that leg a little closer towards the body. Firing those hamstrings. And just slowly extend that right leg. Shake it out. On the next inhale, the left knee bends. Interlace the fingers below the knee and draw the knee to the outer left side of your rib cage. So what's happening with that right leg? Just allow it to soften. We find some ankle twists with that left leg. Twist in the opposite direction. Keep squeezing that left knee to the outer side of the rib cage. Massaging that descending colon. Now we unhinge that left leg, support behind the calf, maybe the ankle, and just feel that hamstring stretch. You can keep that knee protected by bending it. Just honor that tightness. And we'll hug both knees back into our chest. Hands behind our knees as we rock and roll. Use some momentum here, massage that back body. 3 or 4 rocks into, you got it, our boat pose. So we support the hands underneath the knees. Our shins are level. Lift the heart. Maybe extend those hands. Squeeze those knees together. Find that breath. Relax the jaw. We'll cross our ankles, hands by our hips. You can take the feet on the floor, maybe use the hands, lift those hips. We find our second Navasana. So we stay supported, extend those arms, and now we'll just alternate lifting our feet off the floor. One is on the floor, the other is extended for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll cross our ankles, hands by our hips. Again, you can use the leverage of your feet to just lift those hips. Last version here for our core work. I'll take my hands behind my body. We squeeze our knees in and we lengthen. Breathe in and extend. You can take your hands to your heart. Find that breath. Last 5. We extend. Use that breath to squeeze and lengthen. Last 3, 2, on 1. Feet flat on the floor. Find those sits bones. We'll wrap our arms around our legs. Breathe into that back body. Forehead towards our knees. Spread out the toes. Shake out that head. Keep the right foot where it is. Just extend that left leg. Find those sits bones and just take that left elbow outside the right knee. So you're hugging that right knee. Right hand supports behind the right hip. Flex the left foot and just gaze over the right shoulder. Find that beautiful twist. And unwrap. Take the counter twist, just lengthening over that left leg. And we'll extend that right leg. Shake it out. The left knee bends. Find those sits bones, flex the right leg, and just take that right elbow, the crux of that elbow, hug that left knee, and just gaze over that left shoulder. So we find a tall spine. We'll take the counter twist in the opposite direction. Extend that left leg. So now we bend that right knee again. Take the right foot outside the left knee. Support the right hand behind you. Left arm extends. We take the elbow outside the knee. And now we'll twist. So we inhale, we lift our heart as we twist over that right shoulder. Inhale, we lift. As we twist. 2 more. Find that length of the spine as we gently twist to the right. Last inhale, and we twist. We take a counter twist in the opposite direction, and we'll extend that right leg, shake it out. Opposite that left knee bends. Flex the right foot and take the left foot outside the right knee. Left hand supports behind you, we extend. Take that elbow outside the knee as we twist. Full breath in. And we twist. 2 more, we lengthen. Twist. 1 more, inhale. Twist over that left shoulder. We take the counter twist in the opposite direction. Extend that left leg. As we remove that extra flesh, slight bend in the knees, forward fold. Full inhale. Reach that heart forward. Find the heels, the ankles, the calves. As you surrender the forehead towards the shins, breathe into that back body. Swallow a few times. Take another inhale. Let that go completely. Lift your heart. Extend those fingers. As you unwind the spine, take your time. As the back body meets the mat, we'll bend those knees as we find our happy baby. So finding the inner arches of our feet, just gently rock that back body side to side again. And we'll draw the soles of our feet together, lining up the toes, the heels, hands support on the ankles as you use those elbows to open up the knees as you find that inner groin release. Face is soft. And then slowly release the legs to the floor. Take up a lot of space. Full breath in. Sigh it out. As you open up your ears, let go of any control of your breath. Find that next full incoming breath. Let it go. Windshield wiper those feet in and out. Move your wrists. And bending both knees, hug them back into your chest. And give yourself another beautiful hug. As we allow those knees to fall to either side of the mat, take a moment or two to allow the body to just settle here as you find your way slowly to a comfortable seated position, eyes soft or closed. And ending class today with a Thanksgiving blessing. Let us join our hands and hearts in gratitude on this wondrous day, where we have the abundance of our lives before us. We remember on this day of bounty, all of those who do not have enough, who are afraid, who are lonely, and who suffer. We wish for the abundance of this world to be shared, for fear to become love, for the lonely to feel welcomed, and for the suffering to know rest and joy. For the laborers, the love, the care that gave us delights of this and every day, we say thanks. For the nourishment of our spirit, the challenges that strengthen us, and the friends we have on this journey, we sing thanks. For all that is in our lives, for these good gifts, we whisper thanks. Overflowing with gratitude, let us shout thanks. So bringing your hands to your heart center, acknowledging our practice this morning, and just having the gratitude of all that we have in our lives. Bill and I just want to thank you for joining us this morning, wishing you all a wonderful Thanksgiving. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you for the music and for being my husband.
You're welcome.
And thank you for joining this morning. We won't have class on Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.